And that's why we wish everybody a happy Earth Day. That's what Earth Day is all about. Very good, Bailey. As you can see, I've been working on my sock puppet game. Thank you. Thank you, Bailey. You're so cute. Anyway, Kevin and I have been talking a lot this week about what we could do to either reinvigorate some skills or think about new things and still do the calling that we've been called to do. So Kevin is going to do Fireside Chat this week. I hope that you'll enjoy it. And Bailey and I are going to keep talking about gardening because she's my gardening puppet. I can't wait. I don't think I'm ever going to get good enough to not move my mouth. Anyway, zero in on her, Kev.
Okay.
Happy Earth Day to all of you. And I hope that you enjoy Kevin because he's really been thinking about what he wants to say to all of you.
Greetings. First of all, it's glad I could talk to you all today. And as many of you know, my first career was in broadcasting. First in radio and then in television production. When I walked away from those fields some 20 years ago, I thought that part of my life was done. Yes, I occasionally dabbled in figuring out how to film things with the prevalent video cameras that took place over those 2 decades, but I never thought my skills as a video person would really ever be needed again. Everything I've done before now has led me to where I am today. And now here we are in a global pandemic, and I'm working with Amy to put together worship services every week by downloading videos that you all send me, shooting video of Amy doing worship stuff, and putting it all together so that way when you wake up on Sunday morning, you have a worship experience, and we can do it virtually. I've had a bit of a learning curve to sharpen my videographer skills in those first few weeks, but here I am producing an inspiring service on a weekly schedule. Now, I've been an AV nerd my whole life, and sometimes I try to do stuff just because I want to do it, and it's not so far afield that I would use my nerdiness to contribute to times such as these. This is the reason why I wanted to do the Fireside Chat with you all this week. You've probably seen Facebook entries and news stories about people who are on lockdown, and since they can't go to work, they finally have the time to study the thing that they never had time for, like learning a new language or singing the aria they always wanted to sing, that sort of thing. I'm kind of doing the same thing. As an early adolescent, one of the things I liked spending my time doing was assembling model kits, usually Star Trek ones. I know, go figure, right? In my basement, I still have a lot of them, as they have survived the multiple moves that I've had over the course of my adult life. I've purchased a few other kits over the years, and until now hadn't really had time to put them together. Of course, this isn't a new skill, at least not for me. It's a continuation of the stuff that I used to have the time and energy for, and that's the message I want to send to you all today. Capitalism and white supremacy culture are pressuring us to stay productive during this time of shutdown. We're seeing this in government as well, as there are a handful of state governors who want to end the stay-at-home orders when the CDC says that the only way to properly reopen is to have wide testing for COVID-19. So far, this wide testing hasn't really happened yet, and I fear what the death toll will be as a result. Said governors are willing to send people to their deaths because unless you're producing something, you're no good. I'm hoping that the people who live in those states will stay home, if possible, to save their own lives and to save the lives of the people around them. It's white supremacy that motivates these mostly white men to casually downplay the deaths of thousands at the altar of capitalism. It's mostly white men who are marching in these astroturfed protests to end the stay-at-home orders while treating the seriousness of COVID-19 as if it were a mere inconvenience on their way to stripping the Earth's natural resources along with spreading their racist ideas. It's white supremacy that puts the individual over the collective health of the rest of us. Don't fall for it. Don't listen to them. Human life is precious, and when possible, try not to mingle with the outside world. It isn't easy. I know it isn't easy. I don't like being locked down as much as the next guy, but I want to live through this. I'm also lucky that I can take time away from my job that I have to stay safe. Now, I know not all of us are lucky in this way. So, if you're able to stay home, instead of trying to teach yourself to play guitar like Jimi Hendrix, reflect on the skills that you've acquired over a lifetime and see if there's something you haven't done in a long time to see if you've still got it. Go easy on yourself. COVID could be with us a lot longer than any of us wish it to be. When you have little friends to help break the monotony every day, to prevent every day from feeling like Groundhog Day over and over again, not only will you survive the pandemic, but maybe you'll have reacquired a skill you thought you'd forgotten. See, that's one of my little friends. And the day comes that we can all be in the same room together again. Not only will we all be alive to have these discussions, but we'll have something fun to talk about. Stay home if you can, stay safe, and I hope we'll all get to talk on the phone or online soon.